The legacy of Oscar Howe will be forever remembered through the Oscar Howe Summer Art Institute. Oscar started it in the 60s with 4 students. Each summer they would come to the University of South Dakota and they would learn drawing and painting and everything that Oscar had learned over the years. In 1990, the Oscar Howe started up again with the direction of John Day and Robert Penn, one of Oscar's students. Oscar sort of passed the torch to carry on his legacy through Robert Penn, and Robert Penn and John Day kicked around the idea for a number of years to start up the Oscar Howe Summer Art Institute. So they laid down some ground rules as to what that direction would be. Over the years, it's been some growing pains, I would say. Students were a little rambunctious, as all artists are, but I saw that as some undisciplined energies. I took it upon myself years ago to guide these young students, these young people, in the right direction. I wanted them to become artists. I wanted them to fulfill one of Oscar's dreams, which was to promote Native American art in the 21st century, to push us, the Northern Plains artists, into prominence amongst all these Native artists around the country. Part of that is coming true. We seem to be a feeder program for the Institute of American Indian Arts. The Oscar Howe program here, since 1990, started to produce some really fine artists who have gone on to get bachelor's degrees and master fine arts degrees, and one student is a PhD candidate, Quanah Penn, which is Robert Penn's son. So I feel that the success of the program is gradually building, and it's really great to see all of these students striving over the years, just going to different schools and all the things that they're doing. It really reflects well upon what Oscar's dream was, and that was to push the Northern Plains artists to the forefront. And I think the past 4 or 5 years, it's really becoming more and more a reality with these young men and women. They're going into art, and they're also going into other fields, nursing and counseling and different things. But we really want to see these students succeed. And by giving them this experience, they're well-rounded. Over the years, we've lacked a drawing instructor or some printmaking instruction and some painting instruction. I myself have gotten better teaching painting. We've had other artists come in and try to teach the drawing and the printmaking, and it just really wasn't working. The current staff, however, really work well together, feed off each other, keep in contact with each other throughout the year, and we really look forward to this. It's January before I get an email, and then it's March before I get another email, and then April and May. In May, the phone calls start. We phone each other and say, hey, when are you going to start getting your supplies ready? You know, what do you remember from last summer? What inventory did we take? And it's an exciting time. And then when we get here, we visit, we catch up, and then we energize for the upcoming 2 weeks. And that upcoming 2 weeks is something that really inspires us as instructors at some good institutions across the country. We come from California, Colorado, Oklahoma, South Dakota, New Mexico. And we come back here because we love what we do. We love teaching, and these young people re-energize us for another year. And that's something that is very unique, I believe, in all the experiences that I've had personally in my lifetime. And we're in a new time, I guess you could say. The Oscar Howe is moving in a new direction. We want to incorporate some college students who are in a an art institute setting, sort of get them some supplies and let them create and have interaction with our high school students. They're separate, but they're still involved with the high school students. They can say, hey, look at what I'm doing. Try this, try that. And sometimes the students will relate better with someone their own age or close to their own age than they do to people that are 15, 20 years older than them. And from here, we want to go national with our recruitment. We want to go out nationally to every state and say, do you have any good young native artists who would like to study for 2 weeks? And bring them to the University of South Dakota and show them what we know and learn from them as well. And from here, I believe it's been my dream, my goal, to set up a Northern Plains School of Art, something that Oscar had envisioned over the years, that he would like to start his own school for the Northern Plains people. These young artists could come and create and learn from a master, and I believe that that's something that should be looked into. The Institute of American Indian Arts in Santa Fe, everyone seems to have a hand in that. They want to sort of make it their own. Each pueblo, I think, when I was down there in the early 90s, were sort of saying that, this is our school, it belongs to us. And so there was always an emphasis on the ceramic end or the jewelry making end. And I thought it could be a lot more if we would just expand our horizons. They are now, of course, a 4-year institution, and we've become a nice feeder program for them. And we were hoping to create a dialogue with the Institute of American Indian Arts and the University of South Dakota, where we could have some of the students come from IAI to USD and continue their education, maybe a bachelor's of fine arts or maybe a master of fine arts, and then get some really qualified young Indian artists out there teaching and inspiring young Indian artists. So I believe that is the direction that we are heading. Our long-term goals are to be a 2-year or 4-year institution, and our short-term goal is to create a dialogue with some other institution like in Santa Fe, and we're going to get better. We can only get better, and by learning from these young people, we are going to get better. We're going to learn the needs of these young people and how we can best satisfy what they want to get out of this 2 weeks. We really teach the foundations in drawing, in painting, in printmaking. We're barely scratching the surface. It's amazing to see what these young people do in 2 weeks. And if we extended it to a 3rd week, what would be the results of that? Or if we extended it to 1 full month of nothing but art from the time you get up to early in the morning. I mean, it would be phenomenal to see this. But we're starting small right here. We're going to expand, and we're just going to be getting better and better. And our dream is to be the leading Native American art institute in the country. And that's where we're headed, and I think we can get there.